Void Edge has been out for about a week from the time I'm making this, and for the most part, the meta is pretty much the same, but operators have definitely gotten some nerfs and buffs that make it worth making a video of the top 5 defenders for Rainbow Six. I've already made the top 5 attackers, and you guys seem to have enjoyed that, so I thought I would bring you guys a top 5 defenders for year 5, more specifically Void Edge. I'll try to continue to do this every single season since you guys do seem to like this, but we might as well start with the first new operators here with Oryx. Once again, just like Yana, he is not going to make the list. Now the main reason for this is that running through walls and all this, jumping through hatches and stuff, really isn't that useful in the higher ranks of Rainbow Six, and I don't think it would be appropriate to bring him into the top 5, but he still is good. I think he is a good operator and he is pretty balanced, but I just think 10 damage every time you ram through a wall just seems to be too much, and until that changes and he has just the MP5 with a red dot, it just doesn't seem like he could make the top 5. So we're going to keep him out of it for this one, but if you disagree, let me know. I would like to know if you guys disagree with any of these and who you would put in instead. So let me know that down in the comments. So before we get into number 5, I just want to remind you guys that I do put Terrorist Hunt in the background of these just for gun's sake. I want to see how the guns play, and normal gameplay doesn't really do it justice, and it takes a long time to get that much gameplay from all the different operators that we have here. Number 5, Doc. So one of the original defenders in the game. He is, and always has been, one of the best since his ACOG is so good, but he's only gotten better as they've taken the ACOG away from some of the other defenders on R6, such as Jager and Bandit. So he's only gotten better, and that's probably why he makes the list here, as he is one of the only operators now on defense with the ACOG. He also has pretty good weapon with the MP5K. Doesn't really matter though, as long as you have an ACOG, it just adds so much, and he's go-to for spawn peeking for sure. But the main reason we play Doc is his unique gadget with the MPD0 stim gun, which does 40 damage and can overheal players. It used to not be able to do that, but ever since it has, they've just made him better and better. So it gives them 40 extra health, and then it decays at 1 health per second. So you can get up to 140 health, and it'll go down in 40 seconds to 100. So it could be very helpful. And as long as you can see your teammate that's downed, it can also revive them from basically any distance, as long as you just hit your shot. So that's why Doc is at the list. This is definitely not in a specific order, just so you guys know. So Doc isn't really number 5, he could be number 3, whatever, but at some point it just becomes subjective, so I wanted to keep that out of it. Jager is also one of the original operators, and he's been in the game since 2015, just like Doc has, and no matter what they do to him, take away his ACOG or whatever, his gun still remains exceptionally well. He's a part of the GSG-9, the German elite fighting force for Rainbow Six, and he's a 3-speed, 1-armor operator, and his M16C carbine, as we've said, is just so strong. Very little recoil, and pair this with 3-speed, he could be really good at spawn peeking, and that's why they had to take away his ACOG ultimately. The gun is definitely why anyone plays Jager, but his ADS system can also keep all your anchors safe in the site. Put them at the doorways and it'll destroy nades, stuns, whatever, fuse charges, whatever it is, it'll destroy it. So he has a really good gun, and he also has a pretty good ability. And when you pair those two together, it usually becomes one of the top operators in the game, so he is definitely on this list, no questions asked. He should be on everyone's list, and you can't even argue my choice at putting Jager in this top 5. If you guys haven't gotten the pattern yet, the original operators can actually be some of the best defenders in the game. Here's another one with Bandit, also part of the GSG-9. He also has a very good gun with the MP7 submachine gun and the P12 handgun as a backup. He gets a C4, and most people play Bandit whenever they want to use the Bandit trick strategy with the shock wires. Basically everyone either needs a Cade or a Bandit, so if you don't have either of those, it just leaves the site completely open. So Bandit is one of the highest pick rates along with Cade, just because their ability to defend reinforced walls. So not only does it destroy breaching charges and such, it also can destroy anything that walks into shock wires. If you put the shock charges on barbed wire, then it becomes a shock wire, and it can destroy basically anything. All drones, all breaching charges, yings, nomads, whatever it is. But with that, it also can destroy your own team stuff such as smoke grenades, mute charges, cap pumpkins, Jagers, whatever that is. It can destroy a lot of their stuff, so you gotta watch out whenever you're playing bandit. For the most part, you just use it on reinforced walls. Don't mess around with the barbed wire strategy unless if you actually don't have any other walls to reinforce with the bandit charge. Bandit gets played a lot in the higher ranks due to Thatcher. A lot of higher ranked players use Thatcher, Thermite, Habana, whatever it is, and you should be able to bandit trick, and it really slows down the attacking and sometimes could completely ruin the attack if you are able to destroy all of the thermite charges. A good example of that is usually on Chalet in the garage. Everyone seems to try to push the garage with thermite, Thatcher, and whatever, and if you're able to hold off that push, they have to rotate around the whole map, get to trench or go upstairs, get the hatches, go through blue, whatever it is. It just takes way longer than what it would have taken if they would have just gotten that garage door open and only had to push from the garage door and maybe a few other ways. So he makes this list really easily, as he has used multiple rounds a game and he's needed multiple rounds a game for the most part. It's either him or Kaid usually, but out of him and Kaid, I think Bandit is the ultimate one. That's why he is on the list and Kaid is not. Operation Dustline in 2016 brought us Blackbeard, but it also brought us Valkyrie. So you win some, you lose some is what we learned from Rainbow Six on that one. Valk has become one of the best operators, while Blackbeard is maybe one of the biggest memes in the Rainbow Six community. From a quick glance, she doesn't look like one of the best operators really. 2 speed, 2 armor, MPX SMG, which is all solid and all. The MPX is actually a really good gun, has low recoil, but she seemed to be fairly average, and she always was fairly average until people learned the power of Valkyrie and runouts. A good Valk player that has really good map knowledge can easily get first blood just about every round. It's just hard to get that amount of map knowledge. So really, players that have played the game a long time benefit most from Valkyrie, but she can still thrive in other situations such as late game where information is power in this game. So she gets 3 cameras, all of them of which can be used wherever, inside or outside. For the most part, people put 2 inside to help out with late round in case that does become a big factor there, and usually 1 outside, and they try to play the spawn peak or the run out, whatever it is. They try their best, and sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. But when you see some player just absolutely popping off, most of the time it's actually a Valkyrie on defense. So assuming she's not banned, she is a must-have on defense. That intel that she's able to provide is unparalleled. No other operator can give it to you except maybe the next operator we have here, but still Valk really competes for the most intel in the game for sure. Maybe not a popular decision here picking Echo as our last top 5 operator, but he's just way too good to pass up. The 3 armor, 1 speed operator definitely is the prime example of what an anchor is. He has a pretty good gun. It's basically Rook and Doc's gun, just has a suppressor. They call it the MP5 SD, which probably is the suppressed version of Rook and Doc's MP5. Has the ACOG just like Rook and Doc, and the main reason to pick him is of course his really good gadget that can absolutely kill a round. For those lower ranked players here, let's go over what the Echo Yokai drone can really do. It's so powerful for late round on bomb. You can sit, it really takes a lot of patience. You can sit in sight for basically the whole round. Doesn't get much action, but those last 30 seconds can be absolutely chaotic with the Yokai drone. Yokai drone really just distorts them, so it creates really easy kills during late round. Also can take them off the bomb if you hit them. So if used right, you can strategically cancel a plant and win the round for your squad. So the patience really does pay off with Echo. It just really sucks once you wait the whole round and then just get killed right at the end round. The reason why I said it can get as much intel as Valkyrie potentially is that it also serves as a camera that your team can get on. So wherever you put the Yokai drone, it only sticks to roofs. So wherever you stick it, anyone can see it on your team, and you can also ping off of it. So it's just like a hidden camera, but it's actually invisible. Only thing that can stop either the Valk or the Yokai is a IQ or a Thatcher. Just like in the attacking edition of this top 5 operators, all these operators can be used together and create a pretty good 5 stack. So having Doc, Jager, Bandit, Valk, Echo, that right there you have plenty of intel, plenty of slaying potential with Jager Doc, and Bandit can really be substituted around. I'm thinking that's really the variable operator here, just like how Ashe, Sophia, and that group was on the attacking. I feel like Bandit is with Kaid and all those different operators that you could use. Instead, you could also use a mute. So Bandit is really exchangeable and expendable, but all the other guys, those are some core players that you're going to want to have, but most likely Valk and Echo won't make it past the ban phase in every single game. So guys, that is the top 5 operators for defense in year 5 Void Edge. But if you enjoyed this, remember, hit the like button, really helps out. And also feel free to click on one of these next videos, the ones I'm going to show you at the end screen here. And also don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. And if you have any video suggestions, let me know. I'd really appreciate it. Sometimes it gets a little stale. I don't know what to make, and it really helps out whenever people give me recommendations. So I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. See you in the next one.